Hello, good morning. I realised this morning that when I decided to do this live today, everybody will be getting ready, they're doing their meals, they're enjoying New Year's Day. But today is the day that my higher self, my divine light, said to come and do this live. So, Happy New Year. And as some of you may have posted, etc., or whatever, last year was such a testing year. So many good things happened last year for me, and a few testing things. And I'm sure that's exactly how it was for all of you. And the last few days before Christmas, I pulled back, as many of us did. We got ill, our bodies were struggling with viruses, etc., and we just had to take time out to step back, step away, as so many of us did in the last couple of weeks, 10 days of the last year. And then in that time that we've just come through, which we're still in, we've been with family and close friends, and we have been nourished by rich food, company, time, and I had family with me for a few days, and that was lovely, exhausting, but absolutely so magical. And I wouldn't want it any other way. And when I came back into my room where this computer is, before Christmas, there was presents all over the little bed. And then, because it's been a bedroom for a few days, it was a clean slate. And this is how I felt 2 or 3 days ago. There's a clean slate. And I'm sure many of you felt this yourselves. You might not have actually stepped through that portal yet, because the way that I'm always receiving messages, divine light, inspiration, sometimes it's ahead of time, sometimes it's bang on time, and I'm watching outside for the light. Now the light has got reflected from the outside here of this picture. Now this painting is by a friend of mine, Kerry Mitchell, and I've got several of her paintings, and this one shows you and clearing things here, steps going up through the portal, and here we are on 1-1. We went through this in 10:10. 11:11 I pre-recorded my message, and in 12:12 I was in the void, cosmic void, earthly void. So I had to go and ground and take time for me. But here we are on 1-1. The light is shining. You see that square that's coming from outside, and it's shining down on the portal, and this feels so significant for all of us. And I have a mirror here so we get the reflection. So in our inner world and our outer world, there is this light, divine light now, shining on the portal for this 1-1 energy of going into this 1 year. It is a very powerful window. Now, I was going to come on and do this short live this morning and talk about what Divine wants me to bring. As one of the things I'm being told is the clock is wrong in here, and that for some reason for somebody watching is important, that they might be living by a clock that has stopped and they need to reset their own clock. This could be a message for myself, but it feels for the collective. It feels for several of us that maybe time is standing still. I often find this in these portals, that time stands still. I feel with after we went through the solstice, you had 2 or 3 days when time sort of stands still. But this is a message for somebody that it is time now to reset the clock, to just put some new batteries in or wind yourself up, because we are ramping up now to move into this energy of 2026. And from what I've felt so far, is huge. But we also need time to remember that at the end of the year, we have to take time for ourselves. So there's a huge message here about forward thinking, receiving inspiration, and I will do a meditation and will invite in the divine light. My year is moving into, I'm starting to write something called the Book of Light. It's really to go with the Wheel of the Year, and it's about illumination, and everything for me is about illumination. And before I came on the live, I wanted to get this light up here, and I was looking for the candle lighter, and when we got this light up, I saw it sitting here on the side. So we should light a candle. I've got two. Got this one, a Mary one that's from Saint Boom, from Rennes-le-Château in France, from the Mary Magdalene Church, which I often light with my Magdalene things. Just a little votive, but it's from a special place. And sometimes, and I have another one here, a lovely pink one that my High Priestess Tina bought me, gave me last year in Glastonbury when we were there for our initiations. Okay, so bringing in this beautiful energy. And I got asked to bring a couple of things. I brought some blue lace agate, which is all about communications, and I feel angelic light, and they're just saying stepping into your purpose, Kim. So this message is for many of us, stepping into our purpose, letting go of what we thought we were here to do, and stepping into the new. And there's so much of this as we stand on this threshold, moving on 1/1 into the year of 2026. And there will be great changes for all of us, because we are listening to our higher selves, our, I think they call it the monads. People use different language, different words for terms that we all know and understand. So we're listening, I say, to divine light. The light that comes through, the sunshine, is my divine inspiration. And sometimes when you're looking for answers, we look to the light, and sometimes we turn and look to the east and the rising sun, and sometimes, you know, the light will come and shine on you, but it may be shining on other people further on, because that light shines on so many of us at once. In Spirit, God, divine blessings are saying the language of light is within all things. And what does that language of light mean to you? I'm clearing here, because what does it mean to me? And I'm thinking, I've got my Hermica diamond on. Wear that a lot, just on a bit of rope. It's not, I mean, not really. Could wear a big diamond on here, or just on a bit of rope. But what does the light and the divine light mean to you? And now look, it's shifting over. It was on the picture, shining on the portal, but now it's moving into the ordinary. And you and I are the ordinary, and the light will always come and shine on us. Now we can light candles and invite light in, and the power of fire, and we can stand in the sun and feel its rays. We can stand outside and feel all of the elements. And this year for me, and a lot going forward hugely, is about elements. Now this clock up here is moving. and it is an hour ahead of time. If I was in Paris and there's a picture of Paris, that would be the time right now. So maybe today we need to go to Paris. It's interesting what Spirit brings. So, I brought a few things. As I said, I brought blue lace agate, a blue candle from France. So France is calling, that's for sure. And bought a pendant. This is my mum's. And this is a watch chain. So there is so much here about time. I've chosen to do my live at a time when everybody's quite busy. But it will be recorded and kept in time. And one of the clear messages, time for you. Time to do the things that you want to do. And not to be held, I'm watching the clock, not to be held by the time of others. We're 11:11 now on the clock. Wanted to catch that moment. So slowing things down so that you're in time with the time for you, and that is huge. Do things at a time that things are right for you. If you can do that and be flexible in your life, that is a huge message for you. To take time to be in your time. And my ancestors are saying they didn't always, but some of them did. They're laughing. So they didn't always, especially the men, they were ruled a lot by time. And, you know, in some of our careers, we're ruled by time. I do have the absolute blessing that I'm not ruled by time now. And that is a huge blessing. I used to work in a school, so you were ruled by bells and times. You would be always somewhere at this time until that time, and you had to get this done in this time. And then there was it was ruled by time. And many of you in your professional careers will be ruled by time, but time is irrelevant. And this clock shows us that the time now here for us is different for other people. As we said, in Paris we're an hour ahead. In Australia we're 6 hours ahead. And in America we're 6 hours behind. So at one present moment, time in a way ceases to exist because we could be on 3 or 4 different clocks. How weird is that? Yes. Yes. So the journey, never ever think you're out of time. Never feel I'm not where I need to be because of time. Because time only exists in our human minds. But on our spiritual journeys, it becomes a bit like that procrastination. It becomes a problem to us if we think we're not in the right time. So never ever worry about not being where you think you should be or doing what you think you should be doing, but always do things in your time. And that is a huge message, and I'm wondering where the light's going now. The light is changing from that. So huge message today is about time. To be in your time, and that will be right for you. And it also a little bit, I've had big messages about boundaries and choosing the right people for me. And that goes for everyone, choosing the right people for you. people that see the wholeness of you, that don't try and tame you or put you in a box or create you into a version that they think you are, because trust me, we are always changing. We are always opening like the rose. And just as the rose is, we are blooming and more elements of ourselves open, and then at times things close off and we start another bud. This is the way of life. We can never be a continuously blooming rose continuously. We are living beings. And so as we pause here on the threshold of 2026, the year of the horse, we move into that in a few weeks with the Chinese New Year, and it's going to be fast moving even before we get to there. But be mindful of what is, so much has been coming in for me, and I'm sure it has for all of you. If you are not sure, I do readings. I will make some time and some slots to do readings for 2026, or definitely for the first 3 to 6 months. I do spiritual readings. I'm not so much on, am I a boy or a girl? I read your energy, your potential, and what Spirit is asking me to bring to you at this time. Now, I shall post some links for readings. And now, through 2025, I experienced different heart openings, and some of the simplest, most purest things can open your heart, and some of the gifts of others and the actions of others can really open your hearts, and there feels like the energy going forward of moving into heart expansion energy. I think Jupiter's around, don't quote me on that, but there is this energy. We are in tomorrow's the full moon in Cancer, and that is mothering ourselves, so that's coming through so much, and comes in with the heart. Don't put the shell up. We can have our boundaries, but don't put the hard shell up. But sometimes it's there because we've been through tough times. I've been through grief, 2 years of grief, 2 years since my dad passed and my eldest dog died. And when we go through grief, we do cocoon. And 2025 for me was a year of coming out of that cocoon, but then into some challenges and some surrendering and some beautiful love. So it's all in there. So we gently align with the divine light, and we've been talking about the divine light that was coming through at the beginning, showing up for you. And the morning sunlight, when I first wrote about this, was coming through just as it was here now. It could be about timing, but sometimes about the clouds, sometimes about what's going on. And so this year we want to get really grounded. And some of you will be saying, as my dog's barking, some of you will be saying, I'm having to go deeper. And you will. You will have to go deeper to hold more light. We are like a tree. We go deeper. And sometimes we see a bit more of the deepness and the things we don't want to see. But if we go into that energy, we know we will see more of divine light. For we are like the tree. Our roots go down and we ground. And the last thing I did with a live think a few weeks ago, was about really going down, touching into the waters, the wells of waters. Things are changing. And for me, I'm going more into the water priestess energy and into the cosmic light. There's an invitation here with this live, and I perhaps should have said this right at the beginning, because people may be here and then they might not like stay to the end. I am doing a Pleiades star alignment with a star weaving of light tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on Zoom. There is a small charge for that. I'm working with a new system that just dropped in, as it does, working with the 7 stars, working as a cosmic soul alignment in the body. And this is a Zoom connecting to the Pleiades, because they're connecting with our moon at the moment, but the Pleiades are energies never very far away if you're a star seed. And working with this light bridge, I've been working for quite a long time with the rainbow bridge, but now we're moving into this Pleiades light bridge to connect with yourself and to soul align yourself, ready for the energy of 2026. Right, well, let's just go within. We won't take a long journey, we've talked for a while, but let us just go within. Let us just pause. And as I said, that was 21:44 on the clock. So I'm just, I do some of the numbers. They make a lot of sense to all of us. So just pause. Feel into the energy of time. What does time mean to you? Do you wear a watch? Do you have clocks in your house? How do you measure your time? Sometimes we think about how do we waste time. Make a list of those things. But also, when and how do you take time out for you? And time is a huge message here of making time for your divine connection. Sometimes when we're in meditation, we get lost, we go deep, we sit in the dark, or we get restless. And sometimes meditation and trying to meditate can create a barrier to connecting to ourselves and opening the doors to the divine. So really think about, in the next couple of days, how do you connect? With my Druid practices, I connect with the directions and with the circle and with the spiral and with the labyrinth and with the grove. And it's through those connections that I can really feel in through the face in the directions, being open to the east and open to Arwen, and feeling Nufre, and feeling love and light and all the things in our different words that mean very similar things. So sometimes it's not about going and switching off the mind to listen, to open. Sometimes meditation is not the way to receive. Sometimes it's just to go and stand in the garden under the sunlight, or to walk in the fields, or be by the water, or in the woods. I'm going to go to the Grove on Saturday and do a Grove walk, connect with 5 trees. and stand in the walk the labyrinth, and stand there to receive all that is to come. So you'll find different ways for you. Some of the old ways are changing, for it's our deep connection to the elements that is leading the new way of feeling. So how do you feel when water is around you? Maybe when you're sprayed with water, or drinking pure, beautiful, blessed water. How do you feel when you're near the fire? How does the fire make you feel? And the flame within? I'm getting lots of those tingles. How do you feel? Now I love to walk up to Glastonbury Tor or on a hill. Not that I'm much of a hill climber. And feel the wind, the breeze all around me. And a lot of my ancestors were sailors and fishermen. And they lived in those wild places and went out on those wild seas. And sometimes I just feel I just want to be with the wildness of the air, the storm, the sea. I do love it when we have a good storm. The energy it creates, and the energy we can feel. And how do you feel when you're on the earth, barefoot, rooted, either in the forest or in the new grown grove, full of promise, filled with love and devotion? How do you feel with that? Or when you go and hug a really old tree, or you put your back to the willow and you just give to the willow all your worries. When the willow just releases you of everything and takes everything away in the flow of all things. Or you go and sit with the oak grove and you hear the crows and you are surrounded by water. This is what the ancients did. They would go out into these places where they felt a sense of calm and peace, connection. And sometimes we're called to go into these places, go and visit stone circles or places. I'm being called to follow the river. I was born at Bridgewater in Somerset, at the nursing home in front of the River Parrett, and I'm being called to go and follow from the source to the mouth and connect with that river and that energy. And I live in a town with a great river, the Trent Trisona. This river floods. It is full of life. So make time for some of the things that call to you. Make time to visit, to go to the sacred places or the places that call to you. You might be in the few weeks planning your holidays, your trips, your visits, your retreats. Take some time to what, as in the words of Rebecca Campbell says, what lights you up. For what lights you up, what brings you divine light. Drink in and let go of anything that gives you discomfort. Sometimes we're pushing ourselves through challenges, but honestly, I think when you get to my age, you think, why? If it's not lighting you up, it's not for you. let your heart, your mind, your higher self bring inspiration, joy, happiness to you. But what is life without all of those things? Be with the people that light you up, those that love you unconditionally. Some of them are animals as much as people, for they love us beyond anything that we can comprehend. So my message for 2026 is take some time to pause before you rush in. Taking some advice here from myself. Before you rush into filling the year with doing, and feel into being. And being content with yourself where you are. And if you are doing, what is the reason behind it? What is the energy that you receive from doing it? Not just in the financial things, but what is there in the inspiration? Because when we have these practices of facing the West and asking for all that we would like to be nourished by, and facing the East to be receiving, in doing that on a regular basis, we are in flow, always in flow. And when we're connecting to the elements, then we feel the great inspiration of Great Spirit, divine love, divine light, divine creation. And those, you may take the word divine out because it's not right for you, but you know exactly what I mean by feeling into the energy, the frequency, the vibration of love, of community that supports and loves the community for the sense of community. The inspiration as it drops into us. And I'll give you a message that I received a long time ago. We don't have to follow everything that comes to us. It's not sort of a picking and choosing. It's more about, what do we have time for? What, and in that, what lights us up? And it's not an act of being selfish. It's a matter of, if we are lit up, if we are living our best lives, that is a ripple effect to all that are around us. We are an inspiration to others, so that they can live their best lives. And time and the chain of life, and the things that build upon life. Let's just take one step at a time as we move into this new year. It's going to be a ride, definitely. But let's take time to step into it one day at a time. Many blessings to you. Many blessings to you. Enjoy the year. And as I said, I have a star alignment tomorrow night as a Zoom at 7 o'clock, and we're sort of connecting with the Pleiades, and we're going into a soul alignment, and we're opening divine gateways within yourselves. so that the light bridge is fully open to be in full alignment going forward. Many blessings to you. Happy New Year. Many blessings.